Alright, so this is my third dry run with the Archer Horde idea. So let's take a look. Now, obviously you can't simulate every single thing in an entire battle, but I am trying to get a general idea. These represent units of 12 Glade Guard each with a musician. Here we have Warriors of Chaos. No command in this scenario, but with Mark of Nurgle. And I've got a unit, this time I took out a unit of Chaos, two units of Chaos Warriors were taken out and replaced with Chaos Knights. In fact, I added an extra Knight just for good measure. I'm making this just a little harder on the Wood Elves than it needs to be. Now, got a couple of theories going on here. The new one is, instead of moving back, as I did on my previous tests, and shooting at long range the maximum possible, my new strategy is to move forward, get into that close range, and then just flee and then shoot again when charged, and see how that works. And I predict that will actually, on the net, slow the advance of the enemy army, because a failed charge usually goes less far than a march does. So I'm going to give the Chaos Warriors the first turn, and away we go. Alright, end of Wood Elf turn 1. As you can see, I've moved my guys up within the magic 15 inches. I'm trying to concentrate fire on this unit, and that's really the best thing to do. You have to take out whole units of these guys wherever possible. Wherever possible? What? And here, these guys actually barely have line of sight. There, I put out my Gale Force 9 Arc of Visibility. And so what I've done here, this is a new strategy I'm experimenting with, which is, I don't want the Chaos Knights to roll into the flank here like this. So you send a unit up within, just outside of the stand and shoot range, where they're blocked. The Knights actually can't charge this unit because this unit is in the way. And so away we go with shooting. Alright, bottom of Wood Elf turn 1. I also noted that, didn't note that this unit had to march. But that really, even though they lose a turn of shooting, that puts them in a really good position. And I had abysmal luck over here. Only killed one Chaos, where I should have killed 3 or 4 or 5 maybe. But tremendous fortune over here with the Chaos Knights, with a couple of 1s for failed armor saves. And so we're on to Chaos turn 2. So let's go ahead and just roll that. So the Chaos Knights declare a charge here. I am going to flee. So there's really no reason to move up. So, oh no, yeah, I had to block. Alright, anyway, so Swift Strider is best 2 out of 3. Well, they're definitely going to make it. So their charge is, I don't know what the Chaos Knights have. I'm going to say 8. Plus 9 is 17. And the Wood Elves flee 12 inches. Well, that was quite fortuitous. Might take me off the board, but let's take a look. Oh! Nope, doesn't take me off the board. Takes me to about here. And so that's a failed charge. So we move the Knights forward 5 inches, which is about yay. And we'll just leave the casualties to kind of show a story on the battlefield of how much was killed every turn. Okay, Archer Horde versus Chaos test, bottom of Wood Elf second. I did no casualties here with the only guys that could see. They were at the lower strength. Shot here, killed 1 guy. Here and here, killed 3 guys. And now I'm in really quite a pathetic situation. Oh, and this unit that fled, they failed their rally check on a 10 and fled right off the board. So, yeah, it's looking like I'm going to get mopped up at this point. But nothing to do but play it till the bitter end. Now the Chaos player, since you resolve the charge reactions one at a time and before moving chargers. So if he charges here and I flee, I'll probably end up here. and then he can charge again with the knights, and I'm likely just to flee right off the board. So that is a really good double whammy from the Chaos player, if I understand the rules right. So let's go ahead and just start with that. So we'll do this unit. Let me get my tape measure pulled out. I don't know why I don't just leave it extended. Alright, sorry for the jiggling about there. And so here, my reaction, you know what? Now this is interesting, because if I stand and shoot there, I believe I can still flee over here. But, guy, I'm really not sure how the rules read in 8th edition. Let me double check that. Alright, well, I can't completely figure that one out. So, let's do this one first. They're going to stand and shoot. Yeah, let's resolve the standing and shooting. Yeah, you're really not seeing much rolling. I know that's not very exciting. Okay, so it's -1 for standing and shooting, -1 to hit for Mark of Nurgle. So I need 5s to hit. There's 2. And 4s to wound. 1 wounding hit. 4 up to save, and that saves. So exactly nothing happens there. Why did I do that? Alright, well, nothing to do but stick with it. Well, they're definitely within range, so this crunch happens. Okay, I should have fled there, huh? Let's go back in time and redo that. Alright, so this unit's going to flee, so let's see how far they go. We're gonna assume that I was smart. So 6 inches. Alright, that's about... Oh, are you kidding me? Gale Force 9 tack template. 7 inches. 6, 7. And then now let's do the charge. Uh, 5 inches. That's why I love me a tack template. Alright, now let's do the knights. Now, see, here's the weird thing, is it says if you have 2 units charging 1, you're supposed to roll for the charge distance at the same time. But I can only imagine that that's in the phase where you actually do the charges. I think, because charges are declare, reaction. Then you do declare, reaction, declare, reaction, declare, reaction. And when all that's done, then you move everybody, move all the chargers. So if they do a charge here and this unit's already fleeing, then they have to flee again. So they pivot on the spot with their center going away directly from the center of the other unit. Roll 2d6. 8 inches, whoosh, that's off the board. 2 Wood Elf units down. So points-wise, I'm really in the hole right now because each Wood Elf unit costs about 135 points. And I've killed 2 Chaos Warriors at 15, and these guys at 35. We're not counting in Mark of Nurgle, so it's really not entirely one-sided, but it is pretty pathetic. So we roll the Swift Stride, take the highest one, they move 6, that's a failed charge. So let's get our tack template out again. So we end up with something like that. Wow, I gotta tell you, that's not really what I was hoping for. Let's go ahead and charge here, just for the heck of it. I'm gonna flee, so let's see how that whole fleeing thing works out for me. And that's 10 inches. So let's measure it. 6 and 4. Boy, that's a toughie. Let's try it again from this angle. That's the closest it is to the edge of the board. So, there we go. And then 4 inches from that spot. I'm reading it not quite off the board. Let's go ahead and just give the Wood Elves the benefit of the doubt. Guy, retreating is not very glorious, I gotta tell you that. Oh, a whopping 1 inch forward for these guys. Alright, so that was Chaos turn 3. Let's move on to Wood Elves turn 3, bottom of the 3rd. Rally. They make it. So we'll just spin around like that. Musician, I do believe, gives them +1 leadership. Now we've got some good stuff going on over here. I have to admit, I would have been better off moving this unit up into this hill there. We treat these as easy terrain, which really, this was really to my detriment. Of course, a table usually has things like this on it, but more than anything, the terrain really just blocked my line of sight. Well, let's see if the remaining 3 Wood Elf units, well, I guess, and this one here, can polish off the Chaos Warriors. So let's swing these guys around. There we go. Let's back these guys up. Let's move these guys up 5. It's really tough to do this with one hand. Guy, my own unit is blocking me. Great. So much for Wood Elf mobility. Let's, instead of doing that, let's move 2 inches over. So they'd be kind of, you know, some of them up here and some of them down on the next plateau. That's how we're going to run that. Will this balance up here? No, it won't.